Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6?
That was
Talkin Ranbu.
Is it episode 6?
It is episode 6. It's been a minute.
It's just sort of messing with my head because I wasn't in one of them. I don't really. Have I recorded 5 of these?
This is the 5th.
I haven't recorded 5 of these.
This is the 5th one. So technically yes, but also technically no. Welcome to episode 6 of Talkin Ranbu. It's been a while.
We're not dead.
How have you been, Alan?
I've been very interesting life, and I don't know if I can say this for you as well, but I went a very long period without playing the game at all.
Yes.
And missed out on a lot of things.
Yes.
That I'm quite upset about.
I can tell you about why. Like, we can jump straight into the first topic, really, with this, because there was a reason that I haven't played for a while, and that was the last
I just want to jump in for one thing, real quick, and I want to say, this episode is dedicated to Laura Oxborough, who is our number 1 fan, potentially, who I met at Alcon, and it was very lovely to hear someone in person bigging up Talkin Ranbu.
Did you say that they wanted to meet us at
Amicon, yeah.
I'm sorry that we didn't get to meet at
Amicon,
Amicon,
but they didn't find us. But
we'll be at KitterCon and we'll tweet out where we are at a point.
Yeah,
or something.
Bumped into her at Gaunt's panel right at the end, even though I got lost finding it because Drew gave me bad directions, and then I got lost, like actual lost. But I walked in like 5 minutes before the end. But got to meet someone who was a Talkin Ranbu fan and someone who I think we've both spoken to on Twitter a fair amount.
She's one of my Patreons, it's a pleasure. And it's cool that, you know, they're going to conventions and doing the stuff, being involved in the community.
And I wish, Laura, I wish you the best of luck at getting a Kashi, because you apparently still haven't gotten him, and you have a lot of opportunity to right now with the current event and the campaigny stuff that we'll talk about in a bit. And also, Cam's not here.
Yeah, Cam's not here because...
Yeah, Cam also had a missing period of not playing Torabu, but he hasn't started playing again, I don't think, and he's been a very busy boy.
Yes. So it'll just be us 2 today, and let's talk about the elephant in the room, as to why we haven't been playing Touken Ranbu that much over the past few months. For me, it was War Training Expansion 3 was the last time I played properly, which was that event that they ran again. And
yeah, number 3 was the is when we stopped playing.
Yeah. Moniyoshi was the big drop from that one. So that's... The one was in May. I want to say it was May.
That was the Fudo one. No, it wasn't.
No, it was the one after the Fudo one. Yeah. I got Moniyoshi in the end. You got Moniyoshi pretty quickly.
That's what it was. It was Moniyoshi and Juzumaru.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got Moniyoshi.
I got Moniyoshi like straight a fucking way on my second drop back then.
I was like, I'm gonna do it too. I can grind. Do you want to know how many runs I did of that
how
event?
many runs?
550 approximately.
Crikey, man! What level are you now?
I could check. 66.
You're a baby.
I know, I'm a baby.
I'm level 115.
Well, you're twice
I'm one of those PvP bruisers.
But yeah, after I got Moniyoshi, I was like, oh my god, I finally got him. I never want to play this game ever again. So that was pretty much what happened with me.
I don't know why I stopped playing, to be honest. I think I just kind of like, first and foremost, I don't think I'd played it like properly into it since the Fudo thing, because that drained me the fuck out.
Yeah, I think it's that sort of mindset that I got into as well. It's just mine was immediate, and you... Hi, fireworks!
Whoa, what?
I don't know if you heard that
It's not freaking
It's not
Halloween
bonfire night. Yeah, I totally understand how draining that was, because I was losing my mind, because it was the last day of the event that I got him, and I was sure I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
But I did.
Yeah, and I think I just I would dip in every now and again for a bit afterwards, and it was just like, oh, there's a new event. Oh, it's underground treasure chest. Let's climb 100 floors.
I think we should also talk now about the state of events in Touken Ranbu. Like the one
Yeah,
at
it's
the minute's
like-
alright, but it's another war training expansion. And if it's not been a war training expansion, it's been.
Shall we
underground
leave
treasure
that
chest.
for later on, the actual current affairs, and sort of run through everything we've missed out on?
Yeah. I guess we could.
Because
This
I
is a
mean,
very
World
unorganised
7.
episode.
I don't think we've spoken about World 7 yet, because that's the thing.
Yeah, there's been
'Cause,
lots of
like-
big things. This is going to be the catch-up episode.
Yeah. So you're going to be all very familiar with all of this, because this ain't new news. But World 7 happened. Is very scary. And
that's another
Kiwame
thing that
Tantos happened.
Wait, I got out of 6-1 and 6-2.
Oh,
Now
yeah,
I'm
you did.
6-4. And now I'm stuck there because I can't get to the boss node there. So that's what's happening with me.
So you don't have any Kiwames yet, do you?
Nope. I am training up a couple of Tantos. I don't know which one's my strongest ones at the minute, so I'll check.
I mean,
So we'll see which
all you need to
Kiwame
know
I'm
is
going to get
that
first.
every Kiwame Tanto is better than every other sword ever. Because
My closest one is Sayo. He's level 55.
what? You don't have any Tantos over the limit?
No, I've got Shinano, but he doesn't have a Kiwami form yet, so...
No. And I don't know if they're going to.
I think they'll have something. One day. Because there seems to be, like, if
potentially.
you look at the... You know how they've got, like, the list of characters?
Yeah.
And, like, Gigi's number 3, Kogi's number 5. They all have, like, numbers in between them, apart from, like, Imano... I can't say his name, so let's try a different one.
Imano Surigi?
Yeah, thanks. He's got number 11, and then straight after number 12 is his Kiwame form. But it's not just,
Okay.
like... It's not just Tantos that have it, it's, like, every sword. So,
Oh, God.
I dread to think how difficult it's going to get late game. Like, when we get towards, like, World
I guess
9.
they kind of have to, because, I mean, like, Kantai doesn't have 7 worlds yet. I think it's still on, like, 5.
I think
or
they're
from
still
when I was
testing
talking
for,
to-
like, the new world.
Pardon?
I think they've been testing for the new world for a really long time now.
Yeah, because from when I was talking to John about it, although, like, Touken Ranbu had overtaken Kantai on world numbers, like, very, very quickly. But I guess they do need to do things to increase the ceiling at one point, because unless you're just going, like, okay, let's just send level 99s through everything and see what happens. And I guess they wanted to do other things to make the game harder rather than just like, here's rarity 5 Yaris, have fun grinding. Also, by the way, Tachis are fucking useless.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to the, like, later worlds in this game if World 7 is as impossible as it is without at least one, or preferably two.
I would like for them to make World 8 a world where Tachis are useful. Is all I can say.
It's been a while.
Because yeah, since like World 5, pretty much, because it's just like it is all just you can't grind with Tachis. You can't grind with Odachis really.
No.
Because it just costs too many resources. Because I mean, especially World 7. I haven't ground World 7 yet at all. I've managed to luck out and I've gotten Moniyoshi and now
The blue one.
other Sadamune baby boy. Who's
You give
named-
me a hot minute and I will...
A New York minute.
Yep.
I should
His
know
name
this.
is
Everyone just calls him
Taiko Gane.
Sada-chan. Taiko Gane, yeah. Everyone just calls him Sada-chan. It's why the name hasn't stuck with me yet. Yeah, I haven't had to grind World 7. I will be doing 7-3 very soon once I've got enough Kiwame Babus for Kiko. But we'll talk about him later because he's gorgeous. Very gorgeous. But, yeah, what I think they kind of need to do in the future to make Tachis usable outside of PvP is basically do a world without Rarity 5 Yaris, but like with really big Odachis or something.
Yeah.
Like to the point where you actually need leadership and you're not being dealt direct damage, so what you're losing is troops. Because I guess World 7 is a mixture of that, because it is very much like when I first went into 7-1, I was like, oh my god, I brought like a team of level 90 sort of goldies. Like all of my rare Tachis and my spare Yaris and stuff. And it was just like, oh my, this is terrifying, because like all of these swords were losing troops and everyone was getting battered. And I was like, okay, this is difficult. All these new enemy types, these scary bastard spiders that you are not going to look forward to because you hate spiders in general.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I hate them. It's not even...
Mm-hmm. And so the offset for that is because, I mean, with that team, it was I could get through it just about, but first and foremost, the reason why I was getting so battered with a group of Goldies in World 7, and that was just 7-1, was just because they couldn't scout anything, and everyone just got completely destroyed. Well, not actually destroyed, but like heavily damaged, so the repair costs were not sustainable. And so grinding World 7, doing anything more than just getting to the boss node to unlock the next one, you basically need either, well, as many Kiwame Tantos as possible. And what a lot of people were doing when 7.2 first came out and people needed to grind it, was, and this was before there were that many Kiwame Tantos, and more importantly, before there were a lot of sets of the parts available.
Right.
And so it would basically be like you'd have 2 Kiwame Tantos and then the 4 best Uchigatana's, and you'd grind with that, because whilst it's not as powerful and they don't have as much leadership as Tachi's, you don't have to pay like 600 steel to repair them each time. So it was actually sustainable to grind with a team like that.
Okay.
But
I'm
now,
dreading it.
yeah, it's going to be mildly terrifying. I am pretty glad that I've managed to skip past. And you should definitely, during the current event, try and get Taikagane.
Okay.
If possible, because, I mean, Event Map 4 isn't very difficult. But again, we'll talk about that later. What else is worth talking about? Just Kiwame in general.
Kiwame is a really big deal, I think. Because I think for me, when I first started playing Touken Ranbu, I was like, oh man, one of my guys is getting up to Toku status. I can't wait to see what he looks like afterwards. And I thought, like, it'd be similar to Kantai, where they, like, changed how they look and stuff.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even remotely the case. Apart from, I guess, Higekiri and Hizumaru later on.
Yeah, but that was a very late addition and a very meaningless addition, because it just changed their stats a bit, really.
Oh man, their shirt is slightly different.
Yeah, it's like he's got a little bit of difference, and it was a cool thing at the time. It was mildly exciting. It's like, oh man, Rarity 2 Tachis, what's going on?
It's crazy. What do you think? We should go through, like, the ones that have had Kiwame forms as of now. Like, revealed, and then we should talk about what we think of the designs and stuff, I guess.
Okay, cool. We can do that. I mean, because currently now, with Yagen coming out soon, that is every single one of the day one Tantos, the ones that were introduced, that were in the game when the game launched. All of the smithable Tantos now have a Kiwame form. So the ones left are ones that are either event-based swords, underground treasure chest swords, or, like, special drops.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't have them yet.
So, Goto, Shinano, Fudo, Hakata, and the new blue one, I guess.
Taikagane.
Taikagane, yeah.
Did you say Fudo?
Yes.
You said Fudo, okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll just go numerically on terms of the character list on...
Sure.
So the first one is... Imano Tsurugi.
Imano Tsurugi.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
He's got a Kiwame form. I gotta look at it properly, but he's got horns.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got sort of a pimpin' hat, and his awakened sprite is very cool. I think the thing is that I potentially don't like about Imano Tsurugi and a lot of the Kiwame forms is that they are just the same sprite with, like, different clothes drawn on.
Yeah, Gokutai I think is the biggest offender.
Yeah, Gokutai's is fucking amazing.
We'll get
and
there.
a lot of the others are just the same thing with some extra armor put on, and it still looks cool, but it's not, I don't know, as special as some of the other ones are.
Yeah, I
But,
guess the one that we are currently discussing is actually quite different in terms of his injured sprite, at least. Everything else is relatively similar.
Yeah.
But I like the design. I think it's very, I don't know, noble, I guess. It comes across as quite a noble looking design.
Yes. It's nifty he's wearing a hat. And also, I'm given sort of the interesting deets on in-game stuff, but I don't know who the best ones are, really.
God, what are my deets, Alan?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not clued in. I'm pretty sure it's sort of maintaining what their best stats were before, but now they're just ramped up to unreasonable levels. To sort of give you a idea of how ridiculous Kiwame Tantos are, obviously the key difference is that because a very, very strong Kiwame Tanto, a level 99 sword turns into sort of a level 30 something Kiwame. But sort of, and so how the stats work is sort of a multiplier based on the level. So with it being at a low level, the stat isn't as ridiculous as it might seem. But sort of the fastest sword in the game before had a mobility stat, was Hakata, with a mobility stat of 64. And now the fastest sword in the game is Aizen, Kiwame, with a mobility stat of 143.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And that's the main reason, one of the main reasons why Kiwame swords are so necessary for World 7 is because they've got such burly scouting stats. Like over 100.
That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And I think now the sword in the game with the highest impact stat is Sayo Kiwame, my boy.
Remember that time when we were like, oh, it's going to be a while until like GG's not the strongest anymore?
Yeah, I mean, he's still the strongest of the normal swords. He's still got that going for him.
Well, I guess that's something.
Actually, wait, no. Does Ishikiri Maru have more impact than Sayo? No. I think Ishikiri Maru was the biggest before that. He's got 85. Unless it was Tomba Kizzles or someone who had the best. Nope. No. 85 was the best before, so it's only a jump in 7 for the impact.
The fact that it's a Tanto, though, like 4 months ago before this was announced, I don't think any of us would have been like, yeah, I think Tantos are going to get a new form that are going to be like the new meta.
The main thing about it as well is that not only have they got these ridiculous stats, they've got an extra troop slot now, which means you can have 2 musketeers on them. And musketeers give retardedly strong buffs. And with there being 2 of them, the fact that they've only got 6 loyalty each.
Okay.
Loyalty? Is that the name of it? No. What's loyalty?
Have you been playing
Loyalty's
some JRPG or something?
No, loyalty's Planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering.
I was going to say,
oh gosh.
I guess they've added in loyalty now and I don't know about it.
Is it just survival for the...
That's
yeah,
the HP.
survival is the HP stat.
Yeah.
They've only got 6 survival, so having 2 of them makes it so that they're less glass, basically.
That's quite nice. The next one, though, is probably one of my least favourites in terms of new design, is Hirano Toshiro, who basically got some like red bits added onto him.
Where are you? Yeah, so Hirano, and let's have a look at Maeda as well, because they look exactly the same.
Maeda's got more stuff going on than...
Okay, Maeda's freaking Kiwame form as a cool new like wizard hat thing with tassels.
Though if I look at it from a distance, I did think, why has he got cheese on his head?
On his
like
head.
a triangle of cheese.
I think he looks like a wizard.
I still think it's kind of... They just, like, put a cape and a hat on him and went, oh, man, new form.
Yeah.
So I'm not, like, overly impressed with either of them. Like, I think they're cute, but they've never been my favourite swords anyway.
Oh, no. I think the only... I mean, we'll talk about Gokutai in detail, but that's the only one that's really sort of completely changed how much I liked a sword. Because, I mean, for me, like, Imano Tsurugi is a tanto I've always liked because of the whole Iwatushi thing. So, Imano Tsurugi is currently getting trained to be my next Kiwame once I've got a third set.
And then there's Atsushi. Or Atsu.
He's just got himself some armour.
Yeah, basically. Still got the suit on underneath it. He just slammed some stuff on top and called it good. Like, I think, who were the first ones? Was it Gokutai, Atsu, was it Maeda?
And Hirono.
Was it? Okay.
It was Atsu, Gokutai, and Hirono.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Because I was, like, really not impressed with these
and
two.
Midare at the start.
Yes, that's right. Wait, have I missed out Midare on my list? Maybe? Yes.
No, not yet.
Sort of.
Or have you?
After Akita. We'll get there. I didn't bring up the page because I just forget he exists a lot of the time. But, like, out of all of them, Gokutai's design was by far and away my favourite because, I don't know, the rest just seemed a bit lame in comparison, I guess. I don't know if it's a by comparison thing or not, but...
Yeah.
And then there's Akita.
Why are you so naked?
I don't...
Akita was never that naked in his Injured and Awakened things. He's just like, right, off with my clothes.
I don't understand why he went from wearing trousers to wearing a skirt. But he did.
Because he's from... Oh, actually, is he wearing...
No, he's wearing shorts.
No,
he's wearing shorts.
Yeah, he's still going to have his shorts on underneath.
Right, let's have a look at
his
his
little
Awakened.
booty shorts.
Yeah,
his Daisy
there
Dukes.
But it just looks like he's wearing a skirt. And I'm like, we already have Midare.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I mean, this definitely hasn't improved. Like, Akita is my least favourite tanto, I think.
Oh, his face is so cute, though. His face is so lovely.
He's just a tiny little pinky boy. And I think he's the weakest as well.
Poor guy.
I might be wrong.
Even when you get friggin'...
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's the weakest Kiwame, but I'm pretty sure he was the weakest of the normal tantos. He's the Kassen of tantos for me.
Oh.
And that is some shade that I am throwing right there.
That's some pretty big shade. Then there's Midare.
Midare is an idol.
Yeah. That happened.
Like, Midare looks amazing.
I like the fact that his injured art is a lot different to his previous injured art. But overall, it's just like they just put more pink on him, really, didn't they? Pink frills and plaits and bows.
The Awakened art's just so cheesy. It's like, ew. Could I look any more feminine if I fucking tried?
I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of Midare anyway, so...
I mean, I've never been huge on Midare, but I will be working on Midare before some of the other ones, getting him Kiwame'd. And I can never say him when I'm talking about Midare. It weirds me out. But
girls.
It's like, he is like totally an idol because he's holding his sword like a microphone and everything.
I don't know. I see what they were going for.
Oh yeah, one thing that I think I don't like about Kiwame swords is that they've all got the exact same casual wear.
Yeah, I had noticed that.
So, I mean...
They just really dress up for battle, I guess.
Yeah, well, does Gokutai have the same casual wear?
I'm pretty sure he does. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Okay, that's what Gokutai is the king.
Yeah.
Okay, Gokutai. Why is this what happened with Gokutai when the other one's got semi-boring things? Because Gokutai has got the most elaborate, extreme, gorgeous sprites.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good because all of them are amazing, absolutely amazing. And though I will say his internal affairs art, his casual wear, makes him look fucking creepy.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd kept the like sleepy face that he had before. And just got the big tiger, I guess. But
yeah,
it makes sense for that one to be the one that changes because he does have to have that massive tiger now. I don't think his outfit changed. I just think his tiger's changed.
No, his outfit changed a little bit, I think. maybe it's just the art style making it look different.
Yeah, Gokutai was the one that sold me on this new, like, Kiwame idea, though. Although his injured artwork makes me feel like a horrible, horrible Sanoa. Like, it just makes me feel guilty, and I never want to see that in my game.
Now, the problem with that, is that his injured artwork will still be used in battle, I assume. And that would look like, correct me if I'm wrong, or if they've made an exception and just kept the battle art, but wouldn't it look so weird, that art flying across the screen and then something dying on the other end?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have him, so...
Like, he's not even holding his weapon.
How far away from getting a level 60? Is it level 60 that they need to be?
It's level 60, yeah. But, I mean, they don't really become useful until reasonably higher levels than that, because I'm assuming that, like, a level 1 Kiwame Tanto will be weaker than a level 60 normal Tanto, because of how the multipliers work, but it quickly catches up.
Yeah, my Gokutai's level 35, so I'm a while away yet.
Yeah, mine's like level 49, so that'll be who I'm working on after Imano Tsurugi.
And after Gokutai, there's only one more?
No, there's two. Because we can't really talk about Yagen, because his art's not out yet. The silhouette looks kind of cool.
Could be cool, could also end up looking really boring, it just depends.
Yeah. I mean, from the profile of it looks different. And hopefully in his battle art, he'll actually look like he's got 2 arms this time.
Who knows? Like, can't say.
Oh, I wonder if his sword's still a Wiimote.
Dunno, maybe. Maybe he's upgraded to Wii U gamepad.
And I just I'm not sure if I've brought this up on the podcast before. I think I may have done. But everyone, you will never be able to unsee this. Yagen has a Wiimote. Look at his Wiimote. That's all I'm saying.
So Aizen is the next one then, I guess.
Yeah, boy. Aizen, I had 3, super beefy Tantos that were the ones that I, basically did all of my World 6 grinding with, and they were Aizen, Hakata, and Sayo. And so Aizen was my first Kiwame Tanto, because he came out before Sayo, and he's my current dude.
I have to admit, I do fucking love this Kiwame form a lot. I don't know what it is. It feels like the art was done by I don't know, maybe the same artist, but they improved a bunch since they last did artwork for it, I guess. I don't know why.
It's definitely the same artist. I don't like his neutral form.
His big pose thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like a neutral form. It looks like a battle form, and his legs look a bit weird.
Yeah, I was thinking more of his injured artwork.
Yeah, his clothing is really cool.
I like the overall design of his jacket. And...
His jacket has flipping what looks like meat buns on it, but I think it's lotus flowers.
Yeah, it's lotus flowers, which will be tied.
But it looks like meat buns because they're yellow.
I wish this had happened before I made the fucking video. The sword history video where I was trying to explain what the thing is, because now I could have been on the back of his jacket is the same thing.
Though, actually, take a quick break from talking about the specifics here. Isn't it really weird that it's it's Tantos that are getting this super mega form when that specific sword is only used to kill its owner?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
And they're suddenly the most burly things
ever.
It's
when you're researching them for sword history and stuff, it's oh man, this one actually killed a person. Wow. And it wasn't his master. Wow. That's actually really surprising and strange. But I like Aizen's form. He'll probably be one of the ones that I go for eventually.
Yeah.
I'll probably go for all of them.
But it was always It was always one of my favourite Tantos because he's a Rai sword, and Rai swords are amazing.
Yeah, I know, you're a fan of the Rai swords.
Mm-hmm. And the last one...
This might be my favourite one.
Sayo looks amazing.
This might be my favourite one.
Proper amazing.
Yeah, Sayo and Gokutai might have, tied it for first, I guess.
I don't know, I mean, Gokotai, I think, is still like absolutely the best and actually my favourite Kiwame Tanto. But Sayo's always been my favourite Tanto.
Yeah.
I mean, because Sayo's always been the best Tanto, pretty much. I don't think he's the best Edibor. He was for a very long time. I think he overtook him. I think it was Goto or someone overtook him at one point. And now Sada-chan has overtaken him as well. But he looks so good. It all works.
It's just the like blue and the
flash on the awakening and
and
everything.
it looks awesome. I really, really like this one.
Yeah. I think I've got like 2 more days until I get a travel kit to complete the set, so I can send off Sayo for his training, and then I'll have Sayo and Aizen being my main sort of World 7 duders whilst I work towards having more.
Yeah, I really like Sayo. I really like Gokotai. Those are the 2 that I want to go for the most. Until obviously Shinano gets one eventually, maybe. I hope.
Yeah.
Because Shinano's my favourite Tanto. And he's like level 80 now. He's my strongest by fucking miles.
Damn.
I might have
Wait,
said
Shinano? Your Shinano is level 80?
he is level 74.
Oh, that's pretty high for something that you didn't actually get that long ago, I guess.
He was my main dude taking me through the event map.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like he only ever came out when he needed to go and repair, and then he'd be back in as soon as that was done.
Right, what I want to talk about now is why it is that I've only got 1 Kiwame Tanto right now. Because, I mean, you get your first set of items, your travel garb, your letter set, your travel kit or whatever it was. You get them for going through 6-4. You get a travel garb for each of the World 7 maps you clear the first time you clear it. You get, from logging in 25 times in a given month, you get a travel kit, and then through various events you are able to get the other parts.
Are you able to just buy them?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can't.
I thought that was a thing. I don't know why.
I hope you can't, because that'd be dumb.
I just...
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
you
if
can
it's
unless
like
they've
at the same
implemented
time they brought in like recall pigeons for Kiwame states. And...
No, they definitely didn't bring them in then. I don't think they do, because they're sort of special items.
Okay. Damn.
But yeah, there was during the expanse, and we're going to talk about things that we missed out on that we're salty about now. During the expanse of time between when we stopped playing and started again, there was a full 3 sets of Kiwame items given away for free as like an apology for maintenance at one point, I believe.
Oh man, I'm so glad that when I logged in today, I got some apology items that were so like worth it and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I mean, getting 6 Shieldmen and 6 Musketeers is pretty great, but it's not 3 sets of Kiwame items.
No, it is not.
So yeah, it's so salty when I saw that I'd missed out on that, because that's just like, those are really hard to get. And so I see all these people on the wiki and comments and stuff, it's like, yeah, here's my team of 6 Kiwame Tantos, and I'm like, well, I'm jealous. 6 Kiwame, here's my 12 Musketeer team. Pow, 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 pow.
I've just noticed something in the background that I've got on my game.
Yeah.
So I have the rainy background.
Yeah.
And it's got the like little doll.
What, the little the rain thing?
The rain doll thing. Mm-hmm. It moves, and I've only just noticed. Freaking me out, man. So I was like, oh, that looks weird. Oh, it's moving. Oh, okay. It's weird.
Okay. On the topic of missing out on things.
Don't. This one makes me really sad.
Yeah, I also missed out on the smithing campaign for the 2 new Tachis.
Mm-hmm. One of them's a rarity 5.
Mitsuyo, yeah, he's the 3rd rarity 5. And what is his name? Sohaya Notsurugi.
Yeah, I was going to wait for you to say that one.
They are potentially brothers or something.
Well, they
wear the same clothes. But...
I think they're brothers because they're both made from the same school. So they're both from the Mike school, which is a new
how
school.
Their names don't match.
We've not seen any swords from this.
Oh damn!
In this category.
And as I said earlier, and I wanted to embellish on that now, that Tachis are basically useless at the moment. To me, at least. Like, there's nothing I need them for. There's nothing for me to do with them in World 6. If I want to use them in World 7, I will have to pay a hefty cost. It's possible that at some point, I will just use Juzumaru just to force myself to use one. And because Juzumaru's got the best leadership stat, or he did before Kiwame Tantos. But Christ, Odenta has, without rival, the most amazing awakened art in the game.
Right, I haven't seen it yet, so
get prepared. It's unreal. It's incredible.
Oh my god.
Is that not the best?
Oh my god, make a figure of that, Orange Rouge.
I know. Like, I think the art
Jesus
style itself,
Christ.
like the art for these two is incredible. Absolutely amazing. I think the texturing on their clothing and stuff, it really sets them apart.
Yeah.
They just look very manly. These are like Emily swords.
I don't know, I think I'm a pretty big fan of Odenta.
And I don't know why, but if you look at Odenta's casual wear, he looks like bloody what's his face from Kuroko, the purple one, but with black hair.
Murasaki Bara.
Murasaki Bara. He looks like Murasaki Bara with black hair.
He does, actually.
Does he not?
Yeah. I haven't looked at the other guy too much yet either. So
I mean, I haven't either. I only really looked at all of their stuff the other day, but his is fairly sort of simple. He's like a cool soldiery looking dude. His awakening art's quite nice, but yeah, Odenta's awakening art is on another level. I think Cam would really like Sahaya and Tsurugi.
Yeah. I'm never going to be able to say his name, so I'm going to have to come up with a nickname for him.
He's probably already got one. I mean, you know this fandom.
Yeah. Just some of the nicknames, like Kakaka-san.
Yeah, like, oh god.
But I'd like
look
to
look at his sandals in his internal affairs art. Those aren't nice. They're almost Crocs.
Crocs are fashionable now. Get over it, God. Said no one.
But yeah, I've got like 4 Fujiyamas and some other stuff kicking about that I'm never going to have any use for. Chances are I would have gotten at least one of them. I've had like stacks and stacks of resources. If I had just logged in for a day when they were smithable, I probably would have gotten both of them. Laura got both of them, and I was very jealous of her when I spoke to her.
I didn't even know it was happening, to be honest, because
I had no idea.
I was so done with Touken Ranbu at that point that I just didn't.
It was just like at one point when I just logged in, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to start logging in just to do expeditions and stuff, and if there's anything on, I'll do it. And then I was just, I'll check the wiki. And it's like, who are these guys? Ooh, they're cool. Oh,
I can't get. Oh, okay, we can't have them. I guess. Okay.
Man, so this awakened art's going to be on the thumbnail, yeah?
It's either that or one of the Kiwames.
Let's put that awakened art and Kiwame Gokutai, and everyone will click on it just because of how sexy that'll look.
You just need to give me a minute, because I need to write that down, or otherwise I won't do it.
Okay. But yeah, other than them, the 2 other new swords to discuss are the 2 new Sadamunes, so Taikagane and Kiko.
Right, let's get the gushing out of the way, because you know.
Now I'm going to talk about Taikagane first, who is a very, very lovely tanto. I think, actually, I mean, I would usually be like, why is there another new tanto? We need more Wakizashis, for the love of Christ. Where are more Wakizashis? Because we haven't had one since Monoyoshi, and we need them in bulk, and we only ever seem to get new Tachi for some reason. But Taikagane is the strongest standard tanto now, and he is very, very pretty and very, very jolly and very, very nice, and I really like how the uniforms tie together between the 3 Sadamune swords.
Wait, do they?
But
I haven't looked.
Yeah, they sort of they definitely look. If you look at Taikagane and Monoyoshi separately and together, you don't really see a lot between them, but specifically Kiko.
They've all got like the same colour schemes and
yeah. I saw someone post a screenshot of a dual awakening with Kiko and Monoyoshi, and it looked absolutely amazing. But okay, Kiko, like Akashi, baby, you've got a rival.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Okay, so he's another glasses one. He's another one with glasses. But colour scheme wise, his flipping hexagon Evangelion jacket thing, just his general. It's like the outfit and everything. Just with it being basically a suit with dangly bits, is a lot of what I liked about like Higekiri and stuff. But he just looks lovely, doesn't he?
He does look pretty good.
And the fact that it's a very flat white, with not a lot of colour to him, and then it's just like the black and sort of dark pink fuchsia, if you will, just sort of really pops.
Yeah, I guess it's the same with Takogane in a way, because he's got a lot of white and then a lot of blue going on his like jacket cape thing. Yeah. Whereas Moneyoshi's just gorgeous. Got like no colour apart from black and white and a bit of peach for his hair, really.
And Monoyoshi is also gorgeous.
Yeah.
And also he is another Uchigatana. And those are things that we need, especially when yes, we have the starters and stuff, but Kiko he's not the best. He's not the best among Uchigatanas. We're talking rarity 2 here, because unfortunately the rarity 3 Uchigatanas are not very useful in World 7, again because they've got the Tachi problem of getting shredded to pieces by rarity 5 Yaris and needing to have lots of repairs.
You're really selling me on playing this game, Alan.
I mean, it's got some difficulty to it now, yeah?
No.
Right. Okay. Stats. He is he's just below her Hasabe and Hachisuka, right?
Okay.
So you've basically got 1 point of difference separating like sequentially Nagasone, Hachisuka, Hasabe, and now Kiko. So he's up there with the best ones, and just having really strong Uchigatanas, it's very, very important, and because they're just very useful swords that have a lot of the positives of Tachis, none of the negatives, and they can hold catapults, so they're just really bloody good.
Yeah.
And he has the highest leadership of the rarity 2 Uchigatanas, which is pretty decent.
I've really got to get back into like trying to get swords, because I'm just like looking at these like I don't care because I'm never gonna have them. Like,
you see, like I mean, I was at the point before they introduced. I think that's another reason why I may have been discouraged, is that they introduced Kiwames, and I was just like, man, I was so close to completing my Bishi decks. Like I just need Nihongo and I'm done. And now it's just like, yeah, all these Kiwami forms take up a slot, and it's like you bastard.
You'll get there one day.
And I will. But aside from being salty about Sohaya no Tsurugi, which is a name I will never remember, I will always need in front of me to pronounce in Odense. And I'm hoping with them two, they frickin' finally bloody do another
Regiment Battle.
Regiment Battle.
Well, that was what you said a while ago. You were like, I reckon they'll do another Regiment Battle at some point, because it makes sense, because they've got 2 swords now. So
not only does it make sense for them to do that for something, right? It would have made sense. I mean, Heshikiri... No, not Heshikiri. Higekiri. Heshikiri is Hasabe. Yes. Higekiri and Hizumaru. It was such a perfect implementation of how they worked those 2 swords in. It was this event. The event was challenging and fun, but it didn't get boring. It was basically, one of them was a random drop, one of them was a guaranteed reward for the end. So even if... And I got... I think I got 2 Higekiris before I got Hizumaru, which was cool. And it was great, because like for my experience with it, it was like I was guaranteed one at the end, and I got my random chance of one throughout, so you had the best of both worlds. And someone who, like you, who likes the guaranteed reward events, will get your guaranteed sword at the end of it no matter what, even if your luck is terrible. And if you're not in the mood to continue playing after you've gotten your guaranteed reward at the end, then you don't have to. you can sort of wait to get the other one someone else. And then they replaced Nagasone and Urashima as the Kibishi swords, and then Nagasone and Urashima became exclusively smithable,
actually,
which is just such a cool sort of little turnaround.
I remembered something. So this was after they became the Kibishi drops. Someone left a comment on the last episode of Talkin Ranbu, which I thought was a really, really interesting comment. So I'm going to read it out because it's in theme. So on a previous episode, Cam mentioned about Kibishi being a group force that is in charge of maintaining the history from being altered by the historical revolutionists and the Sanawa. I've just noticed this, but previous drops from Kibishi fights were Nagasone and Urashima. Nagasone's owner was the leader of the Shinsengumi, basically the police force of Japan back then. Then, with the new drops being Hizumaru and Higekiri, they were swords that were used to murder criminals. In other words, their owners served under Japan's rule and maintained justice. So there you go. They're not just. I don't think they're just randomly picking swords. I think they're going. Oh no!
I mean, I don't think they ever randomly pick things.
Like these are a pair of swords that we could put in. Like I think they were actually used for like Shinsengumi maintaining order.
Seeing as, to sort of develop on from there. Then seeing as what they did with Juzumaru is they did their smithing campaign. And then they put him in a war training, right? They did the smithing campaign for these. I forget how long ago it was. I think it was like a couple of months or something. But it would be cool if they did a smithing campaign, and then for these two, do another regiment battle. And don't do another freaking war training. Because the thing that drives me crazy about how the fact that they've only done war training and Underground Treasure Chest is that the entire point of Underground Treasure Chest is to get Koban. Like, going through Underground Treasure Chest with Hakata in your team gets you, like, I don't know, like 100,000 on Koban or something stupid. Probably, no, not quite that much. It gets you like 40,000 Koban, I believe. It's like 10,000 for each, for 50 and 100, and then you get like 500 on each floor or something like that, and then you get an additional 50% for Hakata. So you get like 50,000 or something.
Yeah.
And I've got every single background, and I didn't do the last Underground Treasure Chest because it wasn't one where there was a sword at 50. It was one where the additional rewards were Kiwame parts, and I wasn't really that into the game at the time. I did like 10 floors and was like, nah.
It wasn't a normal Underground Treasure Chest. It was like a harder one that, like, when you got to floor 40 or something, it got like super difficult or something.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't bother with that, which means that unfortunately I now don't have I don't have the background for it with the extra exclamation mark. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to have that background, and I think it's one of the Nendoroid backgrounds I'm not going to have, so it doesn't really matter. But I was like, I got completion of the game, all of the collectibles. But yeah, it's stupid that they do these Koban collecting campaigns
and then do nothing with the Koban,
and then don't give you anything to spend Koban on.
Yeah.
Like, I think they may have coincided that campaign, that event at one point with when the rainy backgrounds came out. But I don't know. Like, the fact that I've got this amount of Koban sitting around and nothing to do with it. Because that was what was great about Uncharted Village of
Treasures.
Nathan Drake and Monoyoshi.
Yeah.
And Regiment Battle is that it was like, yeah, here's something to do with your Koban. You can either wait and only do it a few times a day and still be able to complete it in the time frame if you log in every day, or you can spend your Koban and just grind away. It was a really cool implementation of a different way to use that particular resource.
Yeah. And
they just haven't done it. Like 5 war training events now. Silly.
It'd be fine if, like, I felt like there was much of a point to war training. The virtual Kibishi's nice, I'll say that, because that's how I ended up getting Urashima and Nagasone. And I'm going to aim to get Higekiri and Hizumaru this time as well.
And Fudo, because they're on the same map.
And Fudo while I'm at it, you know.
Speaking of war training, there's a war training happening right now.
Yeah. There's a war training expansion happening right now. as you said.
Is there?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you're surprised to hear that they're doing
I was
another
very
war training
surprised.
expansion.
And
but...
it does amuse me slightly that the thing that got me back into the game properly this time is a war training expansion event.
It seems like it's a pretty decent war training expansion, though, so I'll let you explain it, because you know the details, and I will...
Yeah, and I've been playing it a lot. War training in general, the first one with Nihongo and everything, I've always liked them. There's always something for you to do in them, and I think because people generally respond well to them, aside from like getting crushingly disappointed by the fairly low drop rates that things have. Yeah, and like me with Fudo, you with Monoyoshi, and failing to get Juzumaru and all that. There's a lot to do in them, and they've actually, this one, they have done something different and done something new, which is very interesting. Because like before, they would do the whole thing where every week it would reset, and then you would have like a different sword being having an increased drop rate in a specific week or something. This time it's going on for... It started about a week ago, I think, and it goes on until the 11th. I think by the time this comes out, there'll only be like a week left of it.
Yeah.
But the key sort of change now is that they've implemented missions for the event, with the big reward for doing all the missions being Kiwame parts, which is great because you can sort of do the stuff to get your swords, with the main drops being Akashi, which is quite an interesting implementation because I don't think they've made him a drop in an event yet. I might be wrong. It's Akashi, Virtual Kibishi for Higakiri and Hizumaru, Fudo, and Taikagane, which is great because Taikagane, being formerly an exclusive drop of 7-2, is now on an event map which is fairly easy to grind with. Like, I mean, you can easily get through event map 4 without any trouble with like level 60s and 70s of any real sword type, to be honest, and I haven't had any issue with it. And so I got Taikagane straight away, pretty much, which is very, very jammy of me, and I guess the game rewarding me for what happened with Fudo, because I think it must have been within my first 10 boss node drops of event map 4, and the fucker's got a drop rate of 1.5%, which is worse than what Fudo's was when I got Fudo that time.
I think the game just knows how long you spent trying to get Fudo.
Yeah, because I think Fudo and Akashi are both on about 2% of a drop rate, with Taikagane on 1.5, which is just... And there are so many people on the wiki just like, I don't have him, and I got him fairly quickly, whilst watching Big Hero 6. So, Touken Ranbu Pocket, you're a lover. And yeah, the missions themselves is pretty cool what they've got. It's basically like sort of miniature versions of the monthly missions. So you've got a login for 15 days of the event, which is why I can't really advise people on what they need to do everything now if they're only going to log in at this point, because there aren't 15 days left of the event, so you can't get that one. But yeah, there's login for 15 days of the event. There's visit every node on each map, basically, which was horribly difficult, but it's something that I don't think unless I just got them automatically without realising, because I like to do that on the maps. I do like to go around and like to fill out all the nodes, but I don't know why there are no sort of general missions for having done that on specific worlds and you get something cool for it. I don't know, because, I mean, 6-1 I've been trying to clear all the nodes on for God knows how long. I mean, you saw how hard it is to get to the boss node. Try getting to the bottom left resource node and the top right resource node. It just hasn't happened with the amount of frickin' times. Like, I Kibishi'd that thing ages ago.
Oh, God.
Though they have made a change on 6-1 now that if you have exclusively Tantos in your team, you go straight to the boss node, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, or something like that. It's just made it much easier to get to the boss node. Like,
I guess they want people
just
to start
after you
7.
needed it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think I would have had like 6 Tantos to take in there, but
yeah. And so the other main mission is to do 1,200 nodes worth of battles during the event.
Oh, God.
Which, yeah, is a lot of battle. They give you like a a mission reward for like each 100, and you get some troops and stuff for each one, and some Emmas and that kind of thing, which is cool. And so by the time I had gotten Taikagane, because my basic plan was like, okay, 1200 nodes, I probably did double that when I was getting Fudo, right? I will do this, I will just basically hope that if I spend my entire time on Event Map 4, basically, that by the time I've done 1200 nodes, I might have Taikagane. Got Taikagane before I hit 200.
Well.
And, but then came the horror of trying to fill out the nodes. Event Map 4, Node M. Event Map 3, Nodes P and Q. Fuck you. Just... oh. And on the flip side of that, thank you to the lovely community of the Touken Ranbu wiki, because everyone was having so much trouble with those specifically. And because everyone was sort of like experimental with different ways, and there are ways to sort of make it easier to get to them. And so anyone who is at this end of the event, this is, I guess, my tip of the day. I don't have an actual tip of the day. Because I've been so out of the game, I don't really have anything more general, and this is just going to be something that's relevant for the next week. And so if you're listening to this in the future, then I apologise. I am a horrible human being. But if you are struggling to get to nodes P and Q, which are on Event Map 3, it's the, like, at the bottom left, the node that you need to get past the bamboo on. At the bottom, the resource node. There were supposedly loads of reports on some Japanese forum about if you have a team of exclusively Rarity 2 Uchikatanas, generally involving the pairing of Hasabe and Nakigitsune, then you have a better chance of getting to them. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours trying to get to that node to no avail with like a team of like Tantos, Kiwames, whatever, and Monoyoshi. And then I switched this to a 6 Rarity 2 Uchikatana team and got to it after about an hour. So I don't know if that was just
That's
pure
such
luck.
a weirdly specific thing. Like...
yeah, I don't know. It might just be pure luck, but I mean, there was someone posted it on the event page on the wiki, and so many people replied saying that worked for me. I've been doing this for hours. Suddenly, that's worked for me. Because the main problem with it is that you've basically got, it's the first branching point always goes in the wrong direction, and then it's the to get to the node you need, that's the third branching point. So you've got to dodge 2 very annoying bullets before you even get a chance to get to the node you want to go to. And so it just took forever. And then Event Map 4, Node M, lots of people just said, if you make Itachi your leader, you are more likely to get past the first branching point. And that was very much correct. Like, the first branching point on Event Map 4, like pretty much every time I would go like straight towards the boss node. And as soon as I put Itachi as a leader, I went up every single time, which made getting to Node M easier, which meant I had more chances of getting to that node, and eventually did after about, I don't know, like 20 minutes. So Event Map 4, Node M, use Itachi. Event Map 3, Nodes P and Q, use a team of Uchikatanas. And also, one thing to note, if you're getting strangely frustrated on Event Map 4, there's invisible bamboo.
What?
Yeah, so you know the bamboo you need to dodge around?
Are you kidding?
There's 2 instances of invisible bamboo where you need your team of exclusively Tantos, Kiwames...
That was not what I was expecting
Uchikatanas
you to say.
or Wakizashis to get through it. And it's not even a case of like, oh, it's locked. It will just send you that way. You wiggle around in invisible nothing when you go past it.
So it's literally invisible bamboo.
There is literally invisible bamboo.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's a couple of nodes like that. So if you're having if there's any nodes that you just can't get to, switch to a team without any goldies, and you should be good. I think that's all I have to say for advice for people for the current event.
Well, I'm literally just doing Event Map 3 for the first time now.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any time to play this game lately.
You see that bamboo node at the bottom in the middle?
Fuck that bamboo node.
Fuck that node.
Well, as it turns out, my team can't take down the virtual Kate Bishy because they're too weak.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Fix your life, mate. Sort your life out.
I made a mistake, okay?
Are we ready for the super exciting thing that's happening? That's actually going to be relevant going forward that we can talk about because it doesn't end in a week.
Hooray!
So there's a website called Yurugupuja. I was trying to explain to Abby before we were recording what this was, and I couldn't say it. Is it EuroGP? EuroGP.jp, right? It's a website, and there's this like poll thing going on where you vote for the best mascot, and Kuronosuke Doody is one of the mascots, and it was like if he gets in the top X, you get all these cool rewards from like now, today as we're recording this, but like a week ago as you're listening to this, until the start of November. And those rewards are currently doubled drop rates for rare swords on boss nodes from 3-3 to 7-3. And if it's the sword you want from that node, it's the sword that has a double drop rate, basically. So 6-2 it's Akashi, 6-4 it's Nihongo, 7-2 it's Taikagane, 7-3 it's Kiko, 5-4 it's GG, bloody bloody blah. Any boss node that has an exclusive drop, that's the one that's doubled. So some people are mad that it's running at the same time as the event, but it's not going to be. But it's going to be running for 3 weeks after the event finishes, so there's nothing to complain about, I assure you. And if that wasn't sweet enough, double experience for all normal maps.
That's pretty
until the end of November.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. So you can freaking level up those Kiwame tantos that take like 400,000 experience to gain a level each time.
Man, I can't wait to get my first Kiwame. It sounds like so much fun. I
mean, it is fun because they shoot people with muskets and then things die.
I mean, that does sound pretty good.
And then they're like, hey, I am MVP again. Can I have some of that extra experience, please? Oh man, I want a Kiwame form for Iwatushi. Because he'd 99 immediately.
Do you think, with the forms, instead of doing like Kiwame, they'll have like a different thing per sword type?
Maybe.
Because I find it weird that they're just going, right, Tantos first. Unless they're like cooking up something different.
Well, I mean, like, I thought, and they might still do this, that they were going to be doing Kiwame, a Kiwame-esque version of Wakizashis. Because the scary new enemies in World 7 are basically like a more scary Tanto and a more scary Wakizashi. That's right. What the sprites are, that's what they are. So I would assume that those are essentially Kiwame Tantos and Kiwame Wakizashis, but I feel like unless it was just Horikawa...
If they do Wakizashis, they're not going to do what I want them to do with Namazuo and Honobami, which is revert them to spears. Which I know would be probably quite terrible, in theory.
Oh shit, boy.
But they were originally spears, like the swords were spears at one point.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I just want to see what they would look like. I guess, because they'd be like really big. And
I feel like Kiwame Wakizashis would just be, unless they once again retardedly up the difficulty, Kiwame Wakizashis would just be broken as hell. Like three archers on something. Like, if I'm assuming they would potentially give them an extra troop slot, but I don't know. Unless they leveled it out so that like Kiwame Wakizashis were basically just as good as Kiwame Tantos, which would be cool.
I don't know. I think now that they've done it with Tantos, they've got to do some different form with the other swords as well.
Yeah.
Getting that merchandising money. But I don't know. I'd really like to see what they do with Namazuo and Honobami in particular.
Yeah. Also, forgot to mention this about the campaign to make it even sweeter. It hasn't happened for us yet, but at the start of October, so a couple of days ago, for you listeners at home, they should have implemented a free set of Kiwame items for the mascot voting thing, and made repair times 0 for a time as well.
I don't know why. Like, surely that would be something that they do in conjunction with like an event. But...
Well, I don't know. I think the repair time 0 thing works very, very well in conjunction with increased drop rate on swords in World 7.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because, I mean, if I'm going for Kiko and I'm getting, like, R5 yarried right up the arse every 5 minutes, it will be great. Like, I mean, currently, so I've got to get Nihongo still, because I must have been to the frickin' 6-4 boss node, like, a million times. So, by golly, by the start of November, I am going to have Nihongo and Kiko if it kills me.
Please don't actually,
which it might.
Don't actually kill you. Don't actually do that.
It's alright. I don't have a job anymore. I could be a professional Touken Ranbu.
Going MLG on Touken Ranbu.
Yeah. I'll get sponsors and everything. Sponsored by some, like, green tea manufacturer.
Sponsored by Cosper. Buy our really expensive Touken Ranbu shirts.
Yeah. All those fucking handbags that were gorgeous.
I wanted one so bad, but there is no way in hell I'm spending that much money on a handbag.
I mean, I don't know, handbags in general, if you're going for high fashion, are going to be a lot more expensive than those.
Yeah, but I don't. I usually go for, like, a cheap backpack off of car boot sale or something.
Emily had a really nice, expensive handbag, didn't she?
Potentially.
Yeah, I think it was a very nice handbag.
I gotta be honest, I don't know a lot about handbags.
I mean, we're talking about handbags just in general now. We've got a lot of female listeners, potentially exclusively. That's fine.
Yeah, let us know
I'm
your
sure Laura's
gender
got a lovely
in the comments
handbag
down below. There's a couple of other things that like happened in the game. If you were finished talking about the new campaign.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that I'm gonna definitely get Nihongo this time, and hopefully have a team which is strong enough to get Kiko.
One day. But
one day.
The biggest thing is that there's a new OP.
Oh yeah? That annoying thing?
No, Alan, you don't understand. You don't understand.
The amount of times I turn the game on, and because I always have it muted because I'm often doing other things, but that's not muted, and I always forget, and then it's just like, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh. Or like I'm watching something, and that just blew my levels right up the arse. I'm very sorry there. I'm like watching something, and then I'm just like, what? That's a weird song to be in this video. Like, it's that bloody OP again.
I love the OP. I think it's so good. Like,
it is good
compared to the last one, where it was like 30 seconds of a whole lot of nothing happening to a song that I didn't like particularly. This was a nice surprise. I quite liked it.
It's got a budget now. They're trying to get all those people ready.
Yeah, get the anime
dropping
people in there, I guess. Because the anime comes out next week.
Oh shit, boy!
It's finally
maybe
time.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's the only like major thing that I can think of. But that was quite nice. And I logged in. I'm like, oh my god, it's an actual like song. I can't think of anything else that happened that was as big as like Kiwame and World 7 and there was a lot of things.
No, I don't think. I mean, as we said before, the only events we missed were underground treasure chests.
I just know that something's going to happen when they do like a different event where I actually can't play. Like when they did Regiment Battle, I was in Japan and they hadn't released the mobile app, so I was like, I can't do it. Whereas this one, now that they have the app, maybe I can do it. Maybe it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean. I'm a bit sad that I missed out on it last time.
I do indeed.
Shall we do Sword of the Day? And then we'll wrap up this episode. It's been about an hour now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So let's generate a random sword. That's not a sword. Wikipedia, please. Surumaru. Surumaru is our sword of the day.
Surumaru is our sword of the day.
Yep. I don't know anything about Surumaru, so I'm gonna just read that, and you can tell us about his stats.
Surumaru is a sword in Touken Ranbu. No, Surumaru, like, you and Cam really fucking love him, don't you?
Actually, it's apt, because literally about a week and a bit ago, I finally got my Surumaru scale figure.
Is he lovely?
He's amazing. He's so good.
Is he?
Do you want to know a funny fact, though, about figures while we're talking about it?
Always.
In about a week from today, week and a day, the cashew scale figure comes out, and I pre-ordered that in September last year.
Woo.
That's been a whole year.
Did that motherfucker get delayed?
And he got delayed by like 5 months. So, that was great. But the Surumaru scale figure is really gorgeous, considering how nasty the face was on the prototype. He turned out like really, really good. So,
I can tell you some slightly amusing things about Surumaru.
Okay.
Is that whilst he does have 3 slots, which is a plus, he has, aside from the baby early unevolved forms of Higakiri and Hizumaru, his stats are dog shit.
Really?
He is the worst, the actual factual worst Tachi stat-wise, but that's obviously made up for by his having 3 slots, so he's generally better than some of the ones at the bottom. But that still always quite amused me that he was a Rarity 4 special one, and had stats that were paling in comparison to his brothers. The original holy selection of Uguisumaru, Ichigo, Kosetsu and him that were like the day one, we really want these swords.
Yeah.
Back when... have you got an Uguisumaru yet,
no.
by the way?
No, I do not.
That. You see, you know what would have happened? It's because you would have been smithing for Tachi when you were going for Odenta and... shit, his name's not in front of me. Sayaho not Tsurugi.
Yeah, sure. I think that's right.
I just realised, yeah. So Haya not Tsurugi, yeah?
Yeah.
That name could potentially mean that, like, when he was growing up, everyone used to call him Tsurugi for no reason. And he's like, no, I'm Sahaya, not Tsurugi. So his name's just Sahaya, so we're going to call him Haya from now on.
Sahaya. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Not sure what I could say about Surumaru outside of
he's not very
his
good.
little statty lines. I haven't really used him very much.
So his owner was Sadayasu of the Adachi clan during the Kamakura period, who was drawn into the political rivalry between his clan of samurai and the regent of shogunate Hojo Sadatoki. Because of an incident that happened, his owner was killed by Hojo, who was 14 years old. Surumaru the sword was supposed to go to the grave with Sadayasu, but Hojo wanted the sword a lot, so he dug him out of the grave.
Sweet.
So he grave robbed him, basically.
Look forward to a version of that in our own words in the in an upcoming thingy
sword history
video, maybe.
Yeah, let's talk about sword history for a minute. Those things are really, really hard to do when it's just one person doing them, so they'll be slow, but they'll happen eventually.
Yeah, the thing that made the first one so great is that we did it all in the same room together.
Yeah,
and it was really nice because there were 4 of us. No, and there were 4 swords. No, there were 5 swords.
Yeah, because I had to do Kassen because no one wanted him.
You did too. no one wants Kassen. So yeah, those are quite difficult to do. I don't think there's anything else we can say about Surumaru, to be honest. Surumaru is very
apparently
popular.
Loads of history, but
oh yeah, there will be.
Like he's got something to do with cranes as well. Like his name is the kanji for crane.
Cranes? Is he a builder?
Yep, and I think his crest is actually might have a crane on it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, Surumaru is a very, very pretty looking sword.
He is a very... I've always thought that he looked like... When Monoyoshi first came out, I was like, are they related?
Yeah, they're by the same artist. I think
an artist that obviously likes
white
and gold.
Yeah, I think it's... I don't know if the other... I'm assuming not, but the other two Sadamune swords are done by her. I don't think so, but...
Also, can I just say that I've just completed a 6-4 boss node, yeah? And with the double experience, the MVP gets 9,000.
Jesus Christ.
If the MVP was the leader, they'd get 13,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is whilst I'm going for Nihongo, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have team number 3 of the 99s.
Oh no.
Though not really actually, because there will be 4 that will be 99'd, but because Aizen and Sayo were originally part of that squad, they will not be 99'd anymore. So they'll get to go do their experience rollover. Are we ready to wrap this boy up then?
Yeah, expect another episode later on in the week. It's a very Touken Ranbu heavy week because we're recording this before the anime comes out, but the anime comes out yesterday or the day before.
Are you going to make a video about anime, Abby?
I might.
Like, actually, on your Todd?
It might happen. Because I've not made a video.
Why am I saying that in a snarky comment? I haven't done that in
God,
forever.
Alan, why don't you talk about anime again? God.
Where's your review of ReZero? ReZero. That's like flavour of the week, isn't it, right now?
It's been flavour of the week for like 2-3 months now.
Okay. It's done now though, so no one's going to talk about it anymore because that's what happens to anime that comes out in like the current era.
But in terms of this week, if everything's gone according to plan, there should have been a Sword History out yesterday. There should be this episode out today or the day after, and then
well, this for them
something
listening.
To do with the anime.
If they're listening to it, it's just as come out. This episode has definitely come out today, so that's at least one.
That's one thing that's definitely come out. For sure. I do have to find a video editor because I don't have one at the minute. As in the software.
A program, not a human being. Man, you're moving up in the world.
Yeah, I wish. Because my computer was fucked for a long time, so that's also a reason that there's not been an episode in a while. But we'll forget about that because it's in the past.
Should we do something exciting to finish off this episode?
Oh, what should we do?
So, like, as I just said, I just hit the boss node of 6-4. I haven't clicked to see what my drop is.
Oh my god, are we going to see if you get...
See if we get in the high. Who do you think? What's your guess?
I don't want to be against you.
I mean, I've had about 4 drops during our recording, and they have not been Nihongo, so... I'm
gonna just say generally probably not Nihongo, and I'm sorry.
Okay, my guess is Naki Gitsune. Let's see. Who have we got? You can guess at home as well if you want. That was not a long black screen. It's Izumi no Kami!
Wow!
Not that I have the sound on.
I'm sorry that it wasn't Nihongo.
It's okay. I wasn't expecting him to get him day one.
But you never know.
Is it? Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. That means it's tomorrow soon. In the game. The dailies are about to reset.
That means I should
What?
I should go and do things that aren't Touken Ranbu related.
Mm-hmm.
Although I kind of just want to grind the Keibishi a bunch. Wait, I'm getting a drop. Did I get anything good? Oh man, a Maeda.
Yeah, boy. Man, we're ending this freaking podcast on a high note. We'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
Ebby, thanks for the being channel stuff and everything.
That's fine.
Slaters.
Bye.